Hi everyone, it's Kay from the Papershed UK. I hope you're all doing well today. I'm back with a little follow on, really, with follow along with Mandy to do this lap book. So Mandy over at Sunflowers and Doors is doing a detective lap book, and I thought I would follow along. I found the two books that I'm going to use. This one does look quite battered and torn. It's a very old music for the home. I'll have to find out how old it is. If you just bear with me. Might not have a date on it. Oh, September 1932. So it's quite old, which I thought would suit the. I know it's battered, and but I can use it. That's fine. The corners are quite um, battered as well, but I do have book corners if that doesn't go well. So I have removed it. These marks here is where the material was that joined the spine together. So I thought rather than have it as a lump, I would take it off, which is what I've done. So mine is going to be quite a bit smaller than what Mandy's doing. So yeah, so I really wanted to have a go because I've never done a lap book before. I then, after seeing Mandy's video, I then went over to Susanna at Non-Stop Paper Crafts, and I had a look at hers. I've literally binge watched it last night, and hers was fabulous. I've actually purchased the old school because I sort of wanted it to have a sort of London Sherlock Holmesy, or maybe Jack the Ripper type feel to it. So that's what my thoughts are at the moment. So I'm thinking of doing the same with the spine. Now I found some tape, which I think will be wide enough for that. Let me just see how wide that is. Where's my little ruler? Right, so it's just over 1. And this is just under 2. So I've got a bit of playroom there, and I will double up, I think. I haven't yet printed off my pages for the old school detective. Sorry, that's my dog barking. You'll hear that periodically throughout the video because she's home today. She has been out because she comes with me to work. Do I just start? Do you know what? I think I do. I'm going to do it bigger because I want to go over the other side. Oh, that's only just caught on that side. So I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to do it again. I don't actually know what this tape is. I found it in my hubby's toolbox when he was home, and I hid it in my craft room, so he couldn't take it anywhere if he goes back. So if he looks for it, he's I'm probably going to be safe to say I can go there. I think I am. Okay, so basically that's that side done, I think. just getting it off my board now because I've stuck it down. So yeah, so I don't know what it is. Let me just have a quick look. It says it's Shore tape, true to your work. Testers. Oh no, that's foreign. But it is a fabric tape. No, it's not a specific bookbinding tape. It just says Shore, as in SHUR tape.com. Don't know if you can get it in wider widths. It is UK branded. And yeah, I've used it a couple of times now to do a because I've been experimenting with different covers. So yeah, I've got it off the board and I've now turned it round. But because I put 3 pieces on, I've decided that I'm going to, let me just show you what I'm doing. I'm peeling these back rather than sticking them all down together because they've bunched up. And as you can see, once that touches that, you have had it. And I need it to be unstuck. That's it. So keep your arms there. I'll bring that down on itself. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same with this one. Pull it taut, not too taut that it creates a crease. I don't want any of those creases in it. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to remove that one just a little bit because I've pulled it so tight that it's creased that bit there. That's it. Okay, so that was fairly easy. Most people should be able to actually get this far, I would think, without too much trouble. I've never had a fabric or done, I've never made a pure fabric. I'm going to do the same and go over, and then that way I think it will secure the, it will give me a little bit of on there if I wanted to add anything. Sorry, I know you can't actually see me. I've just cut it off, that's all I've done. Let me zoom out a little bit. I'm a little bit too far in. A little bit better. So I'm going to stick into everything. I'm turning it over and I'm going to put that on there. That then will give this part quite a bit of room, and it will also be slightly thicker on the ends. Quite liking that feel. Let me just feel the book. Oh, that's quite stiff actually. Have a look and feel this curved spine. Yes, I love the idea of these detective books. I think they're a fabulous idea. Susanna actually from Non-Stop Paper Crafts did a fabulous job. Hers was lovely, and I have watched some or part of the one that Victoria Designs, which is where the papers are from. She has different people to do different projects for her. A bit like Patricia from Le Cafe Crafts, because hers were brilliant a couple of weeks ago. Amazing. Because that's the outside, I think I might be tempted just to do that thicker as well. So I know I'm probably overusing the tape, but I'd rather be safe than sorry, and I'd like those to meet up. So I'm going to do that again on both sides, but I think I'll put one down at a time. I'm going to turn it over. And I'm going to turn it over. That's really the trouble I'm having is that I'm folding the tape underneath and I'm peeling it back because it's touching each other. That's better. The nice thing about this fabric, I mean, I should imagine it's very similar to bookbinding fabric anyway, although I've never used bookbinding fabric. Doing it on the other side. I should imagine it's very similar, and the fact that it's sticky material is probably a double benefit. I was going to, I use fabric a lot in my spines anyway, so I was going to do that. And then I thought, well, I have actually got this, so I was going to give it a go with this and just see, because I've never used it as a fabric spine before. So this is a first, so is the book, so is the theme. So we're doing a lot of firsts on the video today. So I'm just going to get that. Make sure that that's all in there. This is unstuck. That's probably the only thing I don't like, is those lines down there. And because it's left a mark, I don't know if you can see it. It's sort of left a frayed edge of the material showing, and because that's actually on the spine, and I don't know whether I'm covering it. Thing is, the more you put on, the thicker that's going to get. So maybe that will encourage me to cover it. So then what we're going to do then is we're going to add the smaller ones. Where did I put them? These were just from, I mentioned a few weeks ago, I bought a new background music stamp and I was trying it out because these are going to be covered up anyway. On one of the videos I mentioned that I'd found a book barn that's fairly near to where I live, and my husband took me over to go and have a look, and there's a 10 bob barn, it's called, and 10 bob in old money is like 50 pence. And I got quite a few quite old books. In fact, I'll be able to tell you how old it is. Signed. It's signed 1950 there. And this particular book I wanted because it's about narrowboats, and where I live. This book is from 1949, so it's all still in the sort of era that I wanted it to be in. But this is all about narrowboats, and where we live in a quite a lot of narrowboat. They don't call them cuts, do they? Canals. So we have quite a lot around here, and it's somebody's written about their journey through. There's his map, look, and this is where all the points of where he went, and he's written about it, and each one is, talking about the canals and where he went. And so there's Banbury. You won't know a lot of these places unless you're actually um, from the UK. But there's some brilliant. I mean, that's very dark, but it's just. I mean, there's a ton of dog here, and the uh, the ram's head, the horse tail that comes off the back of the boat here. So a long horse's tail floated from the ram's head of the White City, and this is a barge that they bumped into. Not bumped into, literally, but came across. So yeah, and Market Harborough is just 7 miles away down the road. It mentions North Kilworth, and I'm from South Kilworth, and there's just so many. Crick is another place not far. There's this is all on the Grand Union Canal, and where does it mention? It mentions North Kilworth anyway, and it also mentions Foxton Locks, which we go to. We frequent quite a lot because we take the dog there quite a lot. Because the pub there is very dog friendly. You're allowed to take them in, and it's quite a big eating place. I've never really agreed with it, but they do it, and I take my dog now. I've got past myself, if you like. So they mentioned Foxton Locks, and Foxton Locks is actually quite famous for its seven. It's got 7 locks in for you to be able to come down from a big hill, and that's what it's famous for. So because it mentioned all of those, it was just so nice to read quite a bit of that, which is what I've done. So I've now finished with it, and that ended up being about an inch end. So I'm going to do this about, it's got to come around, and I think it needs to be about 1.25 inches. I don't really think it needs to be too much bigger than that. So let's just line that up again on that line there, so that we can get that straight. And then if we come to about 1.25 inches, which is just past there, do I want them to be the same height from each other? I'm not sure I do. Might put that one higher and leave this one lower. The only thing is, I don't know whether my tape will reach 1.25 inches. Oh, it may do a little bit. Oh, that's why we're going to have problems, isn't it? Going to have to put that one right on. That'd be safe. Oh, I forgot now. Mandy did it already. Tiny just bits on Yeah, that's going to be hard to do, isn't it? I can see where it was lined up. This is fiddlier than it looks. Right. We'll work with it, won't we? Of course we will. Okay. Don't know whether I should be doing that, actually, thinking about it. Roll that back on itself a second. I think we need to put that down. Sorry, I'm off camera. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure that I should be. Yeah, let me take that off again. No, I can't now. Sorry, I'm just off screen. I'm just cutting that bit that I didn't need. Okay. So we now have that. Let's just open that. So I'm going to do another piece. And if I just measure it exactly. One, two, three, 4, 5/8, 8 and 5/8. I'm just going to go for it. That from there. I can trim afterwards, it's fine. Really want to come too far out of the comfort zone of it. I think we will do that. Then we will cut there. Yeah, I'll trim that. Again, I think I'm going to put another piece on this side and I've got it this way, just to make sure that it's on. I'm going to use that as my guide. It is there. This is sort of easier because you're not sticking sticky to sticky. Okay. There we go. Like that. And I'll be able to just trim those off. Yeah, so you have to trim those, aren't you? It's just those stuck in there. So you want a piece on this side. Now, I'm aware that I don't want to make this too thick, although I'm not 100% sure it's done that good on that side. yes, I'm going to have to cut those off. Didn't go past all the way there. I don't know whether I want to though. Sorry, I'm thinking out aloud. See, that's quite a sturdy thing now, that is. Just wondering whether I want a piece go over the top of these like the others. Maybe I do. Yeah. I won't stay there. No, let's cut that off. Okay. And I'm just going to snip off a little bit to go over. And again, I think it'll just double up if I want to put anything on the spine, because I'm not 100% that I don't want to at the moment. So I will go through some of the covers that I've been working on. Oh yeah, I like the thickness of that. Yeah. I have to work and give it a bit of give, but yeah, that's really sturdy. I'm liking it. Yeah, that's come together quite well, although I do feel that I've not done this spine as much as it should be, but maybe I'm overthinking it, so I'm not going to think about it. I'm just going to get the other one on. So I'm working, this is the bottom, and what I'm doing is I'm going to work from the top, because I want the top to be the same as what that was at the bottom. Am I making sense? Because I don't always. Which is 2 squares on my mat. So when I turn that round, I want the next piece. So I'm going to get that lined up. There, that's it. And then what we're going to do is we are going to put that 2 lines up there, and then we're going to come out. Was it 3? I don't actually suppose it matters. One can just be wider than the other, I suppose. So 2.5 centimetres there equals. So 2.5 centimetres there equals 1 inch, and we went to 1.25 inches. So I'm going to bring it in just slightly. It's not quite 3. It's got to go up 2, so I'm going to do it about there. That sounds pretty good. And just need to remember that I just need to do the size of that book cover, not the whole thing. I've just moved it, so out there. Make sure it's not. Do it first. Do it on this book first. From the top, because it's the top I don't see. Can't see when it's flat. When you're videoing, it's quite frustrating. We need to just hold that back a little bit, so that I'm not 3, but a little bit further in, and I am 2 far. So we're going to be about there, so we can flatten that now. Okay. Then what we're going to do is maybe this one, just cut that off, and that can be the turn. I'm going to turn it over so that we can stop the stickiness. Oh dear, it is so sticky, this stuff. Right, so we're going to turn that over, and we're just going to put a piece down on there. I don't think I'll cut it this time. I'm just going to have, oh, I don't really want to do that, do I? I need to sort of hold it apart. So just onto there. That. Come down to there. And then that can be right off there. There we go. And folding that into place. Yeah. Okay, so we'll come and do this side. Just do what we did there, which was to use that as the size guide inside there. And then we're just cutting that off of there. Get your bone folder. Make sure it's right in that crease. And then we're going to do the same with this one. And that is your guide. Be straight. And then back on yourself. Just put that off. Just before. Let's get that in. Do that one. Okay. And then turn it over. And we're going to do same again on the outside. And we're going to use that as our guide for the line. Yep. And we're just going to turn that back and cut that level. Just need that to be a bit flatter. Just want to get that in first. So just making sure that all of these are nice and tight. And I'm using the same guideline. Just going to go down there. Just to neaten that up. Don't really need it, I don't think, on this side, but just to make it all level and aesthetically nice. I think we will do it that way. Perfect. I'm just going to cut one more small piece off just to do that edge, just so the edges of my spine all look the same. So literally, if I show you, I'm just covering this lip where the spine is. And then I wrap it round there. There we go. I quite like the feel of those as well. They feel really nice. Once you get papers on, these will stay down pretty well. So this is the right side, and that's a little higher on that side. And I'm with where Mandy is now, so I'm going to wait for the next instalment. I'm going to print my papers off. I'll be able to show you the whole kit, but yeah, I'm gonna have a look at it. I'm gonna cut it out while I'm sort of contemplating where to go with this. It'll give me some sort of idea of how to work out what I'm doing. Yeah, I quite like that. I like the colour of these, but I will be covering them up, I think. You will be able to see the edges. I don't know what to do yet about my spines, whether to cover them or not. If you've not watched actually the original Victoria Designs Old School Detective video, I don't know the lady's name. She doesn't speak during the video. It is literally just music, but she shows you all through her lap book that she made with the kit, and it's quite astonishing what she actually puts on it and how big it is and what she makes it all out of. It was quite interesting, so I did watch that as well last night. So yeah, so this will be a first time with Victoria Designs too, so a lot of thirsts today. But right, I've come back on because I've made a few alterations to my initial thing. I still haven't printed off the papers that I'm using yet. I've made this one, so this is the one, this is the right side one. I've made it wider because I decided that I wanted it, rather than have the two in the middle, I want one on the outside. So this will be the front of my book with the smaller one on the top. I did redo the main spine, so the spine that holds the two larger pieces together. And to be honest, I think if I did it again, I would actually use material. So with that in mind, anyone that's going to start, I really would start with material rather than this. It may work out fine. We'll just have to see, because I'm going with it now. I've done it. I'm not taking it all off again. So I've decided to stick with it, and we'll just see how it all pans out. But yeah, so they're the alterations that I've actually made. I haven't yet printed off the papers that I'm using. I'll do that, and then I'll show you those when I do the second instalment. So I'm going to wait for Mandy's second instalment, and when that one comes out, we'll see where to go with the next bit. So I hope you all have a great day. I've really enjoyed today. It's the start of something really new for me, so that's great. I hope it's inspired some of you to give it a go if you've never done one before. If you want to pop across to Sunflower Indoors and check out Mandy's video, then please do. she's made a great start with hers, and she shows you how to do it with material. So that would help you understand the process a little more. So until next time, we'll say goodbye, and I'll see you then. Bye for now.